All right, we're back. Another episode of The Climb. I'm excited to share with you. This is going to be a solo podcast, and I want to talk a little bit about chasing normalcy and accepting your differences. Reason why this topic has come up is because I'm starting to write a book. I'm trying to write a little bit more of a memoir and a self development of what's helped me, but I'm in the stages of really developing a memoir of really diving into the details of these three severe manic episodes that I had, these three giant mountains that were standing in my way. And for me, the first peak that I wanted to reach when facing, this crazy obstacle of being bipolar and having to go away from school, not knowing if I would ever return to school again or play football or see my friends, in college. I wasn't really sure of what was going to happen, but all I wanted was just to return back to normal. I wanted to flip the switch. I wanted to pretend that this diagnosis of being bipolar would never happen and that I could just feel like that normal college student again, back with my friends, my teammates, just going away to school, having that independent freedom that I once had. And yeah, it felt like everything was stripped away from me in the span of like a couple weeks. And my main goal was always to just get back to normal, just get back to normal. So much so that, I've been writing about this leap of faith that I made of just going back to school. I was medically cleared to go back, but emotionally, I was really fragile. I was in a really tough place, but I knew in order to return to that normalcy that I was looking for, just being a normal college student, just being a normal football player, just being a normal friend like everyone else, I needed to get back to school. And for years, I chased this normalcy. And I have to say, it was great to achieve what I thought was normalcy of graduating on time, being a part of the football team, getting back with my friends. And it was awesome. I felt like I beat bipolar disorder. But chasing the normalcy only led for more struggle for me in the future because I didn't embrace my differences. I didn't accept myself for who I was, what I have to deal with on a daily basis, and how I have to take care of myself. I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I've been through three severe manic episodes, not one, but three. And I didn't necessarily learn all the lessons I needed to learn from the first manic episode for many reasons. I feel as if sometimes you just have to go through a bunch of stuff to learn and find out your way. And that's probably what my path was. But I was so driven to be normal that after I have accomplished all these things that can coin me as normal, I forgot as, an individual that I am different and that I have yet to embrace those differences. If anything, I'm putting it into a, closet underneath the, stairwell like Harry Potter and just ignoring it. And for obvious reasons, it didn't work. I was chasing something that really was never going to be there because my life has changed. And that normalcy that I thought I could achieve, well, it was unrealistic. And it was unrealistic to think that in general, that like the normalcy would make me the better person that I am today. So I stop and think about it because I was writing quite a bit about how I thought I was winning in the moment, how I thought I conquered this mountain, which I did, but it was the first mountain of a mountain range that I was going up against. And yeah, I think there is something to be said when you're chasing and have this intent that's super strong that you're not going to give up on. And I truly think that's empowering. And it's an empowering part of my story how I was dealt such a crappy hand, but yet dealt with it at the best way that I could at the time. And the only thing that I would change was just not embracing my differences. I am different. So is everyone else, though. Everyone has a unique, distinct difference about them. And that's what makes them them. And you guys have heard before on The Climb or any other time speaking with me personally or hearing me speak, it is about taking the crap that you've gone through in life, harnessing that, and using it as fuel to propel you forward. That is your differences. Even differences can be positive things. How you speak, how your personality is, how you look. These are all things that don't make you normal. And if you're chasing normalcy, you're running away from yourself. And I felt this, that I was running towards this normalcy, but the reality was, and still is today, that I'm not normal, that in fact I'm quite different, that what I go through on a daily basis is different from many people that I come across. And in some cases, it's similar. But until I embrace those differences and the differences about me and the concept of self-love and self-compassion, I struggled. It may have looked like everything was normal, but it wasn't. And things still aren't normal. They're never going to be normal. It's life. Normal is different. Normal is chaos. And embracing those moments of chaos and differences that you have from other people is only going to help you in the long run. Like I mentioned, it's not one mountain, it's three. Three severe manic episodes that I am going into full detail about and recapturing these moments in my mind and thinking that the driving force of my first come up, this first great story, was to just be normal. Well, I'm glad I had the passion to go after something and it helped me really escalate to where I wanted to be physically. But emotionally, it was never enough. And until I fully accepted myself, which took years, still takes years, it still takes conscious practice of accepting myself and embracing that, hey, you know what? You are different. You have to do this. You have to go get up and get exercise to just reset whatever mood that you're in. You have to take care of yourself nutritionally, because if you just eat crap and sleep like crap, then you're going to feel like crap. And that's pretty relevant for everyone. And, my spectrum of emotions might be a little bit larger and a little bit more intense, but, not embracing that, hey, it is what it is. It's plenty okay that you are different. But the more that you chase this quote unquote normalcy, the farther you get away from your best self. And I think it's important to hear that back, right? Your best self, not someone else's best self, not society's best self, your best self. That's different for everyone. And I think that's what's really special about us as humans, right? We have this ability to be so alike, but completely different. And those differences will empower you, but they also will bring you down if you're looking at it from a negative tone. So my challenge to everyone is to forget about being normal. Being normal is easy. Being normal is out of style. Be yourself. Be different. Embrace the differences that you have, because more often than not, those differences is how you're going to be remembered, appreciated, loved. And I think that's really important because before you do anything else, if you don't embrace yourself for who you are, well, why should anyone else? So, quick episode, solo podcast. Wanted to get that message out there while it was fresh, while I was writing it. I hope to keep sharing little tidbits of, what I'm writing about. And this is a concept that I'm developing in a longer form. But, I mean it. I mean it that chasing the normalcy was great for me in the moment, but in the long run, something that I needed to do to thrive was to embrace my differences and be who I was and treat myself how I need to be treated, not the collective. So, another episode of The Climb, everyone. Thank you so much for all your support, for tuning in every single week for those of you who do, and those of you who pop in and out, I appreciate it as well. Everyone take care, and once again, embrace your differences.